Hello and welcome aboard BDE Travels in our Camino De Santiago. In our previous episode, we left the town of Ponferrada. We started our descent in the mountain and we met with Tomas, and after a few hours, we reached the town of El Acebo. From there, we began a slow descent to the town of Molina Seca. From there, we continue our walk until we reach the town of Ponferrada. In today's episode, we leave the town of Ponferrada, not before we see two teens practicing for a joust. We look at some of the paintings, we see some strange signs, we go by the town of Pomona, go past Cacabelos, and finally we reach Franca del Bierzo. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we continue here on BDE Travels in our Camino De Santiago. But folks, coming out of the town of Ponferrada, you're gonna go through right behind me, it's like a park. What you do is you parallel the river. It's got a boardwalk in there, and then you come to this bridge that says Museum of Energy. Very busy town, Ponferrada. We're gonna push on and see what we have up ahead. Very interesting the way they paint. Instead of having the graffiti, this is much more acceptable. That's what my wife and I go through. It's blank and it's full. Well, folks, as you get out of Ponferrada, you keep on walking. You're going to pass the Museum of Energy, and after that, you climb a small hill with a nice view. I'll show you here in a second. And then you come across this road. A lot of leaves, but you're paralleling the road. You're pretty much paralleling the road until the next town. So stay with us. Is La Ermita de San Blas y San Roque. You make it to that next town. It's got this nice painting in there. I needed to mention that as you're coming in, you gotta be very careful because you gotta cross sort of like the highway. So be careful when you do that. And then it comes onto this side. And it's very interesting. Look at the top of that thing in there. It's a stork's nest. All right, folks, we left the town of Ponferrada. Once you go over the down the bridge, there's a slight uphill and you go into like sort of like a neighborhood, and it's very shaded. They have a lot of trees in there, so it's not bad. And then the next town, there's a bifurcation. If you stick to the right, you're gonna come to Colombrianos. If you go to the left, it's the bike route. And over at Colombrianos, If you can see all around me, I have a church behind me right now, and you know, it's a hot day, but it's not bad. I got clear skies. Pretty much, I had the Camino for myself. Oh, and I needed to mention, when we made it to El Cebo, something like that. It's interesting. I found two American girls. They're studying here abroad in Spain. They're from Hawaii. They didn't want to be interviewed, but hey, they're still Americans out in the Camino de Santiago. So we're coming up at one of the churches in Colombrianos. I'm going to take a look real quick. Stay with us in BDE Travels. All right, we just passed another 3.5 kilometers. We're in the town of Colombrianos. It just edges the town. There's a church back here. And right now we're just looking forward to the next town. It should be approximately 3 kilometers away. Well, folks, in between Ponferrada and Fuentes Nueva, you know, all you do is you're actually walking on the road with not many cars. It's paved, but you still have to be a little bit careful. But it's just a rural area, lots of houses, and you know, lots of open grounds. They're selling a lot of lots. But let's see, we should be around 1.5 kilometers from the next town. So stay with us, enjoy the day today. Again, BDE Travels in the Camino de Santiago. Well, folks, leaving Fuente Nueva. It's been a long day. Really nice though. You know, I want to ask all of you, what do you do when you get tired? Some people like to sing. Some people like to, you know, stop and take a rest. If you were doing the Camino, if you haven't done the Camino, if you're doing the Camino, what would you do? Because right now I'm pushing close to 30 kilometers, and I want to keep on going, but my body says, all right, you need to take a rest, but I don't want to take a rest. So do I sing and you know, occupy my mind with something else? Do I really stop and take a break, or do I just press on with anything? So tell me, write your comments down below. What exactly do you do when you get this tired? What is your mental battle when you're tired? So write it down. I want to read all the comments below. And right now we're leaving Fuentes Nueva to the next town, which is Campo, and it's about 1.5 kilometers from one town to the other. So enjoying the walk. It turned out to be a beautiful day. Clear skies now, nice and sunny. And we're here in the Camino de Santiago. You have many of these houses that are practically being abandoned with the way they used to construct, and it's very peculiar because the way they built back in those times was they use hay and straw with clay, and they will just patch it up with stones, and that's how they build. And it probably lasts, you know, a couple of 100 years, but then after that, this is the final outcome of it. So we're in Fuentes Nuevas. Going to the next town will be Campo on our day in BDE Travels. Campo got a couple of restaurants and a shop. At the entrance of the town, there's an albergue called Albergue Naraya, and they have breakfast and food. I don't know if it's open. We'll see. As you're walking through the towns, you'll see many of these vending machines. However, make sure you have cash, since they don't usually take credit cards.
just made it to Campo Naraya. The next town is Cacabelos. And Campo Naraya is just a real busy street. It's sort of like a mini state route. And sun is beating right now. It's kind of hot. Let's see what we find here in Campo Naraya. One thing I need to mention is that around this place is called El Bierzo. El Bierzo is another region, a wine region. So it's usually the zones of El Duero, Ribera El Duero, which is next to Burgos, La Rioja, which is next to Logroño, and El Bierzo, which is around this area, are one of the most biggest wine producing parts of Spain. Hi folks, as you enter Campo Naraya, they have a nice restaurant. Apparently it's good with the locals. It's full right now. There's a hotel called Hotel Moncloa de San Lázaro, right at the entrance of Campo Naraya. It's Sunday, so there's not a lot of things going on. So hopefully we'll see. We're going to continue to Franca del Bierzo, which will be probably the next town. And sun is beating, but it's been a great day today. Beautiful day, nice views. I've only seen 3 or 4 pilgrims, and the one that was upset in Ponferrada. Well, folks, leaving the town of Campo Naraya, we're approaching Rio Cua, and very interesting. It's got a bridge, and they got this area for people to, bathe. So they made it sort of like a small beach in here. Kind of nice. People are enjoying themselves. Some guys are jumping off of the bridge, so I'm enjoying this. ¿Te puedo grabar si te tira? Cuando te tire te grabo, ya te estoy grabando, dale. Impressive. Well, very interesting. I just told that guy, say, well, you want to be on YouTube? You want to be recorded? And he said, yeah. You just tell me what I need to do. I said, well, just jump out of the bridge. And I said, all right, you're being recorded. So he just went up and jumped out of the bridge. I said, all right, you'll be in my channel. So they're having fun. They have fun with people. So I'm enjoying myself. We're leaving Campo Naraya on our way to Franca del Bierzo. And I am looking at the start of the mountains. And you can see they have vineyards. Like I was mentioning before, this area is known as El Bierzo. And El Bierzo is a very important viticultural area in Spain. So good wines also in this area. In fact, to my right, they have a wine press. And it looks like a very old wine press. In fact, it looks like the wine press we saw in Boadilla del Camino with the old gentleman. But this one is it's really big too. Let me show it to you. So they will move that big piece of wood and it will crush the grapes and the must will actually come out there. Very interesting. Next, they have an albergue next to the church outside of the town of Campo Naraya. Nice town, nice people. I really enjoyed it. You press there, don't press here. Ah, you see, interesting. It's got this. Well, folks, leaving Campo Naraya, it's a very nice rest area, and as you saw, it says press here to get the water going. I'm over here pressing where the cement is, and then as you read it goes press the floor. You gotta step on the thing on the floor. So I just learned that today. So you learn things every day here in the Camino de Santiago. Right now we are approaching something that is very dear to the people of Ponferrada, which is their wine confection, their wine preparation. They have this center here. It's called the Center for the Wine Interpretation of Ponferrada. You can get a stamp here. It's Sunday today, so open from Wednesday to Sunday from 9 to 2. It's a little bit later than 2 now, so right now it closed, but they give you a little bit of taste of wine and how the wine presses work, and it's a nice tour that you can get when you're leaving Ponferrada on your way to Cacabelos. So we're continuing here on BDE Travels.
Well, folks, we finally reached the beautiful town of Franca del Bierzo. In our next episode, we'll explore the Church of Santiago with the Puerta del Perdón, we'll contemplate beautiful Romanesque-style churches, and we'll stroll around the town of Franca del Bierzo. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel as we continue here on BDE Travels in our Camino de Santiago.